Welcome to Bridge to India's monthly update on renewable power policies and regulations. I am Ariman Singh, Research Analyst at Bridge to India, and I'll discuss policy developments from the month of May. The month was busy on the central government front with amendments to Green OA rules, DSM regulations, and issuance of the National Electricity Plan. On the state government front, Madhya Pradesh issued guidelines for pump storage projects, while Gujarat issued a land allocation policy for green hydrogen projects. As usual, we start with central government policies. Ministry of Power introduces group open access. Companies with aggregate load of over 100 kW across multiple business units in the same DISCOM service area are now eligible for open access. The relaxation is significant for commercial consumers with limited alternate avenues for renewable power procurement. While Group OA may still not be viable for small standalone consumers, it is ideal for large corporates with distributed operations in the form of bank branches, petrol pumps, and telecom towers. It also potentially opens the market to SME businesses under pressure to decarbonize from their corporate consumers. The provision is expected to face resistance from most states, but Madhya Pradesh has already proposed to adopt the concept. CEA issues National Electricity Plan, which projects 562 GW renewable power capacity by 2032. The projected capacity is split across solar, wind, and storage projects and factors in higher power demand due to green hydrogen production. The plan is largely consistent with previous government targets. It again points out ambitious growth vision of the government, with average annual solar and wind targets of 14 GW and 10 GW respectively over last 5 years. The most surprising element of the plan is addition of significant battery storage capacity, despite the government's recent push to promote pump storage technology. CERC makes another change to DSM. Aggregation for calculating deviations has been changed from project to pooling station level. Procurement schedule revision is now allowed in every time block, with revised schedule to be effective 7 to 8 time blocks after submission. The new rules are consistent with those already applicable to conventional power projects. The changes accede to long-standing demands of project developers with higher flexibility in scheduling and forecasting. Aggregation at pooling station level would help in reducing deviation penalties. Most RE-rich states, including Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Telangana, already aggregate at pooling station level. Ministry of Power extends ISTS charge waiver. Offshore wind and green hydrogen will enjoy complete waiver of ISTS charges for 25 years for projects commissioned by December 2032 and December 2030 respectively. The incentive is also applicable to pump storage projects awarded by June 2025. The change is particularly positive for green hydrogen projects. Linking incentive deadline to project award date for PSPs is highly welcome because of their long gestation period. MNRE approves 2.5 GW new manufacturing capacity under ALMM. 226 MW comes from 3 new manufacturers and the balance from other manufacturers that have been approved earlier. Total approved module manufacturing capacity now stands at 19.2 GW across 78 manufacturers. It is worth noting that capacity utilization of Indian manufacturers is very low, with domestic production over last 12 months estimated at only 7 to 8 GW. CERC relaxes participation criteria for ancillary service providers. In anticipation of high demand, projects awarded through competitive bidding have been allowed to participate in secondary and tertiary ancillary services markets. While expanding the scope of ancillary services is a welcome move, the decision seems arbitrary. There is no reason why all projects, including open access, should not be allowed to offer ancillary services. Now moving on to state government policies, Madhya Pradesh issues guidelines to promote pump storage projects. DISCOM projects will be allocated through tariff-based competitive bidding, while private projects will be awarded through development fee-based competitive bidding. The state has also extended all incentives proposed under Renewable Energy Policy, including ED waiver and partial wheeling charge waiver to PSPs. Clarity over these provisions should stimulate PSP capacity addition in the state, which is believed to have about 1500 MW capacity under development. Gujarat issues land allocation policy for 10 million metric ton green hydrogen capacity. Captive consumers may lease government land for 40 years with a project commissioning deadline of 8 years for developing renewable projects for supply of power to green hydrogen plants around the country. The policy is very attractive for green hydrogen projects, which will require huge land banks. However, it is unclear if the green hydrogen from these projects can be used solely for captive consumption or if it can be sold to third parties. Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Karnataka issue FY 2024 retail tariffs. Tariffs remained unchanged in Uttar Pradesh, where green tariff premium reduced by INR 0.1 per kilowatt hour to INR 0.44 per kilowatt hour. In Punjab, tariffs have increased by about 6 to 8% for HTC&I consumers. The state also introduced green tariffs at a premium of INR 0.37 to 0.64 per kilowatt hour, with a 50% rebate in case the consumer surrenders green attributes. In Karnataka, energy tariffs have been reduced by about 2 to 5%, but demand charges have gone up by about 25 to 27%. Higher fixed charges in Karnataka coupled with lower variable charges encourage grid consumption and may undermine the OA market in the state. This concludes our monthly key policy and regulatory updates. We hope you found this update useful. You can view all tender, policy and regulatory information on the renewable power sector in real time at India RE Navigator, a one-stop market intelligence portal for the renewable sector. You can also write to us at contact@bridge2india.com if you have a query or feedback. We would love to hear from you. We'll be back next month with another update. Until then, goodbye and take care.